Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Meenakshi Sharma.
Welcome, Meenakshi.
So I'm here to talk about one of my very dear project, which is Microsoft at Noida. It's not this is not my project. This is one of the monuments we are looking at. So we have created something which is very close to the monument, which is Taj Mahal. This was a vision that was given to us by the client, and we took it as a challenge because, creating or imitating a monument to a corporate office was really a big task for us. So we tried our level best, and you can see what was the result of that. So this is a small video so that you know what I'm talking about, and then I'll take you through the story behind it. And these are interesting facts that I think you'll all love it. There might be some questions later. So that was the project I am talking about, which is we took the amalgamation of local culture, architecture, and workplace into one space. So that was the theme we started with. Now looking at the building analysis, we are all architects and designers, so we want to know how this entire concept was kind of materialized. So what you see here is the concept mapping where we had the central core of the building, and that we took as the monument, and we had the, the Taj is actually not just the magnificent architecture of the monument itself, but it is also with the neighborhood that it has. So it has the river Yamuna to its north, and it has the Charbagh Gardens to its south. So that entire neighborhood was kind of taken up, and that's how the entire layout was kind of fixed. So that's a concept interpretation that you see on the right, wherein the river Yamuna was the organic corridors that was taken, and the regimental was the Charbagh. So that's what you see on the right. So that's how we kind of interpreted the concept of Taj in terms of layout. I will not go into the statistical data of this project, that might bore you all, but then we did undertake all of the Microsoft guidelines, and we kind of adhered to the LEED certification and sustainability part of it, which was very carefully driven in this entire project. So what are the inspiring elements of Taj? What we all see is obviously it's the dome. We have the minarets, we have the archways, we have the jali, the perforation screens, etc. So these were the inspiring elements that kind of we took across in the entire project. I'll take you through the story behind each of this, which might be a little interesting. So what you see on the right here, these are the chevron patterns which is present on the Taj Mahal. So what we interpreted it in a contemporary manner, we kind of twisted and we tweaked it a little bit to make it a little more contemporary to be part of the corridors itself. And that's how it was interpreted in the corridors. And it kind of also gave you a directional way in all the corridors running across the core. And that's what it does to the corridors itself, where also what you see on the left is the trash bins, the recycle bins, which is also part of the Microsoft guidelines. So keeping the functionality intact, we kind of took the concept through. You also see it here. So the perforated jalis and the pietra duras and the ornate, the flower patterns, etc., which were on the Taj Mahal and the neighboring parameters. So all that was actually taken into the architecture itself, where it is on the ceiling. And also we had the lights behind it. So what you get on the floor is what you see right here. So it was kind of very subtly interpreted. We did not really take the jali right itself on the walls, but it was taken on the ceiling with the light behind. So, and it's also kind of taken across the floor plate, and that's what you see on the right. And there, what we did there was we kind of had the glazing all through the building, which was open and optimized for the workplace. We had the workstations and some of the hub areas. So we utilized that, and we put some jalis there so that from the sunlight, you also have the perforated shadow formed on the wall, which kind of made very interesting floral patterns on the floor. Also, we took the opportunity of River Yamuna, that also made us use the ghats across the river, and we made that part of the corridors itself. So your corridors also became like collaborative areas all through the floor plate. Also, we looked at what is the textile used in the Mughal era, and that was more of the woolens or the silks with embroidery. So that's what we took, and we kind of made it part of the corridors itself. Story of 1,000 elephants. Well, it's a very popular story that, all of the marble from Jaipur was kind of transported with 1,000 elephants to Agra. So we took that story and we put it in different elements. So we put it in the lockers. So all the lockers had the graphics of elephants. We put it in the furniture, and also we put it in some of the artworks. This is a story of arch. So Taj Mahal is a lot of arches, and this is basically the Mughal arches. So this is what you see across the corridors. We use the arches. So we use the full arch, we use the half arches, and half arches kind of intersecting to make a full arch. So that was something interesting that we did across the corridor. That's a surface development of corridors. And that's what it did. Now, the story of Charbagh. So this is very interesting. So when we studied Taj Mahal, we understood that, what is Charbagh is actually a concept of Persian garden. Also, it comes up with the concept of paradise. So as per Islamic religion, the paradise garden has 4 rivers. So it has the river of water, river of milk, honey, and wine. Yes, you heard it right, it's wine. So we thought, to interpret the Charbagh, which is very regimental, we could have done it on the floor, but what we did there was we did it on the ceiling with some kind of a graphic on it, and also the text kind of written over it. So what you see there is, it's like a discovery. So when people are sitting in that hub area, they actually see that it's water written, but we've just written it in a calligraphic manner. So it's very smartly done by graphic consultants. Surprise and thoughtful is, I think, right across the floor plate. So what we've done is we've taken small tricks from Taj Mahal. So what you see here is the actual picture, which is actually the Iranian calligraphy, which was done by Abdul Haq. And we took it a little further, a notch above. What we did was we made it into a floral pattern, and that pattern actually had barcodes of Microsoft. So, the tech guys can actually, So the tech guys could actually see it, so if they go close to the floral patterns, they would actually get to see the barcodes. So those were the discovery elements that any employee would actually see through. We also created a perforated jali that if you see from one side would be a very patterned jali, but from the other side it actually makes it a Bill Gates, face of Bill Gates. We had some of the graphics that way, which was floral pattern, but if you go closer to it, that actually had symbols of Microsoft. It had logos, it had the Wi-Fi symbols, etc., which actually collated to make a floral pattern. So that's the one I'm talking about. Now the local context is a most important factor in this entire project, wherein the white marble which was taken from Rajasthan, we also had the artisans from Rajasthan. So what is more interesting about this project was that it was done during pandemic. And so the design of it was also done during pandemic. All of us were in isolation. So we sit in Bangalore. This project was in Noida. So our Gurgaon team had to also run a lot during this pandemic season. But what happened was, the blessing in disguise was that all the artisans, they didn't have work. So we actually got the best team to work on it from the contractors. So we got the best artisans to do the marble inlay work. Because, we designers can design, but I think it's the support of the contractor that actually make it possible and, make it work end of the day. So we got that right in this project. Sorry? Yeah, I'm done. What you see here is the dome, where the entire painting was also done. It's a hand painted by the local artisans there. And what is also very interesting in this project is the execution of the services, because you do not actually notice, but there are services across all of these areas. So there are sprinklers, there are ducts, there are lights, but all of these actually just they just complement the features. They're complementing the elements. They're not really shouting out and saying this, we are here. So I think that's what is good about it. It's a big team effort that has gone into this project. Taj Mahal is on wooden foundation. So we thought, why not use wood in a lot of areas? So we did put it only in the reception areas, etc. That actually was, the entrance arrival experiences. We also made, those kind of optical tricks which actually Taj Mahal has. So there is this optical trick where you have the arches, which kind of takes you to the Taj Mahal, to the monument itself. So this is what we tried creating in a lot of our corridors. So as we enter from the lift lobby, you have these arches that actually show you the Taj Mahal. We also got some vantage points. So, it was like half arches, intersecting arches that take you to the logo of Microsoft. These are the workplace areas that were pretty subtle, but again, it was with the same concept going around. And I must give it to our graphic consultants who also helped us giving a lot of theme in place, because Taj Mahal has different colors during the day. It's like a pinkish in the morning, golden in the evening, milky white in the noon. So I think we tried picturing that right on the top right corner. Also, the reflection of Taj in the river and in the stream above. So that's what you see here. So that's all I had. If you have any questions, you can. And this is a video. If we have time, we can play that.
Thank you so much, Meenakshi. Please stay back on stage. We would like to felicitate you. And for the felicitation, I would like to call upon Mr. Sunil Philip from PSP Designs. Welcome, sir. And by the way, Meenakshi, must congratulate you. What beautiful designs. I mean, if the office is like that, the productivity of all the workers is definitely going to go much higher. Can we hear it from Meenakshi?